Okay. Yeah, say watch live now. Tip off. True. NBA Open. Why you say gambling?
No, that's the old one. I'm about to change it right now. Yeah. Everything's wrong.
Oh, you gonna change it? But are we on?
Yeah, it's on.
Scores. Welcome back. Much love to you guys, man. Had a busy, not too busy last night. Not too busy last night when it comes to the games. But Score Society, we was a little busy. I put out a post last night, about Draymond and Kenyon Martin. But before we get into that, I got to ask my boy, E, what you doing, man? How you feeling, brother?
Feeling good.
Yeah, man. Did you see the Draymond and Kenyon Martin clip go viral?
I didn't see the clip go viral though.
Yeah, it's viral, baby. It's over 100,000 views so far.
What people saying?
They think I'm trying to discredit Draymond. You think I'm trying to discredit Draymond? That's crazy, bro. I'm not trying to discredit him though. Here's the thing. I like Draymond's game. As a coach, I understand a Draymond Green is necessary, but the comparison is of player, right? So Draymond, weapon of choice is the accolades, and he has more accolades, 1,000%. But I don't lose focus on the player because of the accolades. Look at it like this. At one point, Draymond Green shared a story where a parent came up to him and said, "Hey, my kid played just like you." And Draymond said, "He's trash." That's exactly what he said. That's what he said. And that made me think, if I had a kid or someone came up to me as a coach and they say, "Yo, my son played just like Kenyon Martin." I mean, I want to see that kid before the Draymond kid. You get what I'm saying? And then also you got to look at it in this way as well. Draymond, if he averages 8 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, you would say that's a good season. That's good for him. If Kenyon Martin averaged 8 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, you would say he fell off. So that's how I see it. I'm not saying that Draymond's not a good player. He's not a pro. He wasn't a perfect fit for the Warriors. All I'm saying, as far as the player goes, the actual player, no resume, no nothing. We just simply recruited. One person come to the park, another person comes to the park. Who you picking first? The 6'9" enforcer who can dunk the ball, who can play defense, or the guy who you most likely for him to flourish, you need the best players around him. You get what I'm saying? And people in the comments, they like, yo, nobody cared about Kenyon Martin's 16 points. He was the second leading scorer on his team. He was the first or second leading scorer on his team with those 16 points, though. Draymond was never a first or second point scorer, so he didn't have the responsibilities as a Kenyon Martin. So, I'm not discrediting. I'm just speaking the story. I'm not discrediting those guys, man. But shout out to those guys, man. I hope there's really no issue between them because it ain't that big of a deal. You guys played at the highest level of basketball that all of us, like literally 99.7% of us, dream of. So, but I hope it ain't no real beef with you guys, man. You guys are smarter than that, more intelligent than that. But not that I'm discrediting anyone, but I would just still choose Kenyon Martin if I had to pick between the two players. One of our guys we interviewed when we first started, Isaac Ellis, the brother Eli Ellis. He dropped a post where he was talking about, I think he's reclassifying. So people are questioning, like, yo, why are you reclassifying? Why you don't want to go to the NBA? You prolonging it. And he was basically saying, look, I'm not going to the NBA. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm making good money now, and I want to extend this time. It's only, if I can extend it, I will. So he's reclassifying. So he's looking at it like, look, The college coaches, they ain't looking for young guards no more. They're looking for the old guards. The average player on some of these teams is 24 years old. What I'm going to do at 18 or 19 years old coming in against these guys, you know? And first off, I like the awareness. You know, I'm always an underdog, optimistic person, so I'm not going to sit here and say he's not going to make the league. I think you know, if that's how he feels, that's how he feels, you know? But I respect the awareness when it comes to that. And we got to understand, too, basketball ain't what it used to be, right? That, you the best player in the country, so we all got to get you to the NBA. It's like, nah, it's like that gladiator story is fading away, is now becoming a business. These kids is playing in high school, and they trying to get their NIL deals. They don't got to wait to hear Adam Silver call their name and say, hey, you've been drafted to this team at this number. Now you can start supporting your family. They like, no, we can start supporting our family in high school. We can start supporting our family in college. And we can also use that money to invest and to do other things with our families. So the gladiator story is fading away when it comes to just be the best player and then you make it to the NBA. Nah, these guys is like, look, man, I ain't making it to no NBA. Like, I'm getting paid some real money right now, and I'm trying to extend it as much as possible. So if I get it reclassified, I got 5 more years. And that's also, too, where the branding is coming from. Like, these kids is making their own brand. Like, you don't have to go out and buy a Nike t-shirt anymore. You can go out and buy a Score Society t-shirt. You can go out and buy Isaac Ellis, whatever he promotes. You can go, and people want to be a part of that journey. People want to be a part of that, and people understand that. And that's where all this stuff is going now. So, and it doesn't hurt the game of basketball. I don't think this hurts the game of basketball because that's a kid who you can tell by his growth and the way he plays that he's perfected his craft. So if you got these guys in the main light, they're protecting their craft, it shouldn't hurt the game of basketball. The only thing it will hurt is the NBA. Like, it will hurt the NBA because the NBA now don't have all the eyeballs on them anymore. Kids rather see the one-on-one games now on YouTube. They rather see the 3-on-3. The 5-on-5 for the NBA, sure, depending on what team. And the NBA might not like that, but that's the only place it will hurt. And I think for the traditional fan, the casual fans, they might not like it because they're used to receiving their basketball entertainment all in one place. So when things aren't traditional anymore, people kind of fight against it. But I understand what the young man is saying, man. Get your money. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate the love. You came on the platform or gave us a quick interview after one of your games. So we definitely appreciate you. And keep doing your thing, bro. Keep doing your thing. You know what, man? But just getting back to some of the stuff that I've been reading from, like the comments with the Kenyon Martin thing and the Draymond Green thing, right? Not so much, excuse me, in the morning time, I'm thirsty, fellas. Not so much on their beef, but I'm looking at some of the comments, and I don't think people understand average, like the word average, like this person averaged 17 points or 25 points or 32 points. They look at it as if it's just something easy. And I want people to understand that it's hard to do something over and over again from October to April. Like, Maxey, I believe Maxey will average high 29s to 33, 32. Same thing with Luka. Same thing with SGA. And even Anthony Edwards. I think those guys will average their points. I don't think people understand that they actually have to travel. They have back-to-back games. Their legs hurt. They back hurt. They tired. They don't understand that there are defensive schemes that's for them. They don't understand that the players they're playing against are extremely physical and the best players in the world, and they have to figure out how to put the ball in the basket night in and night out. Even when it comes to this rebounds, like just rebounding, if you can average 12 rebounds, 15 rebounds, those things are hard to do. Assists, being able to pass the ball 9 to 10 times out of the game and it hits the right person's hands for them to score, putting them in a position to score. And people always try to make it seem like it's minute. Like, you got to think about that. The other night I was watching an old game, Allen Iverson against the Raptors. Excuse me. Allen Iverson against the Raptors, Eastern Conference. No, I believe it was second round. It was a second round against the Raptors, against Vince Carter. And one night, Allen Iverson scored, I believe, 50. And then the next night, he scored 54. Like, you know how hard that is? Like, he didn't average that, but to come to back-to-back games in a series where they devise schemes and all those things for you, and you got 50? Like, no matter how many times he shot, like, because you can say, oh, well, he shot the ball this many times. You wouldn't have did it. You wouldn't have did it. You wouldn't have shot the ball 45 times and scored 50 on no NBA and the best. No, bro. So to think about how hard these guys work and to think about how hard their job is from a basketball standpoint and try to belittle it. Like, oh, yeah, nobody cared about his 16 points. Over 82 games, bro. Not over 16 games, not over 25 games. No, 82 games, back-to-back nights. You flying, you got to land into a new city. They know all your plays. They've been studying you all year. 50? Come on, man. We got to put some respect on these players' names, man. Got to put some respect on these guys' names. So, what we got here? Since when it wasn't cool to play with a player. Oh, so, and another thing, right? So, what you know, for me, man, about what bothers me is that the hateful LeBron has changed the narratives for so many things in the game. Like, when has it not been okay to play with other good players? You get what I'm saying? Like, when Carmelo Anthony and Allen Iverson was on the same team, I love that. I enjoyed that. Like, there was a time like the world was in an uproar. The basketball world was in an uproar because Chris Paul couldn't link up with Kobe. Like, it was like crazy. Like, people was like, David Stern, he hating him. Like, Kobe played with Steve Nash, Dwight Howard, and some may say, oh, well, those guys aren't they peak? I mean, maybe they weren't at their peak, but when they linked up on the Lakers, I was rooting for it because I wanted to see Kobe win another championship. What happened to that? When Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Garnett played on the same team, I was like, yo, this is going to be great. They're going to be the team to beat. Yo, they trying to win. Charles Barkley, Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Clyde Drexler. Oh, man, Charles Barkley, he finally going to get his ring. He finally going to get it. They got him with the right team. He more mature than he was with the Sixers. Like, there was times where Shaq was saying, yo, I want to play with Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson averaged like 33 points at this time. Shaq averaged like 30. These are the best players. I want to see that. We're fans. We want to be entertained. Michael Jordan came out and said he would take a pay cut to play with Larry Bird. Michael Jordan said he would take a pay cut to play with Larry Bird. What's wrong with that? Like you understand they trying to win? They're playing in the best league ever. So the people who got to make the decisions, they'll make some decisions. That's on them. That's not on the players. They want to win. That shouldn't take away from the actual player. And then now the narrative is like, oh, LeBron, KD, they shouldn't have linked up. Who y'all wanted to see him win with? Who y'all want to see them win with? It's their journey. Then they don't win, and the first thing in these debates y'all gonna say is what? They don't have the rings. They don't have the rings. And it ain't on them all the time. Sometimes it's about timing. It's about timing, and it's about the right pieces. It's about the right moves in the office. So it's crazy that people actually feel that way, man. Like, what we doing in the game of basketball these days, man? Do I think KD ruined it? No, I don't think KD ruined it. I think KD did what the best was for him. I mean, I think about his options back then, coming out of OKC. Yeah. No. When KD went to the Warriors, I was like, damn, the Warriors said, say hello to my little friend. They hit him with the Scarface. They hit Bron with the Scarface. That's how I looked at it. Like, damn, Bron got to step it up now. You know, I get it. Like, I get the competitive. That's also part of being competitive. Like, that idea, like, we just gonna keep playing y'all until we win, you win. That comes from that Lakers-Celtics rival. But people don't understand those Lakers and Celtics rivals, they had 3-4 All-Stars too. So you over time is going to come out to who's the most talented team. They're going to study every play. They know how to switch a screen, a pick and roll. It's going to be who is the most talented team. Who got the most talent on the team, and who can put it all together at one whop. And so I don't think KD ruined it at all. I think he did what was best for him. This is business. I don't know why us as a people are like, forget the player. Forget how the player feels. Like, we want to see the organization win. Like, don't y'all realize that these owners go back, they jump in their car, they go back to a big house, a nice family, they don't got to worry about nothing other than their day-to-day job. The players, on the other hand, they have to go out, they get in their car, they got to get people yelling at them, people seeing them out, seeing their kids out. They got to do the autographs. If the owner of, let's say, the Lakers, Detroit Pistons, was in a coffee shop, would you ask for his autograph? You wouldn't even know who he was. So the players, they have to stop. They got to hide going out. They're not regular people anymore, which is fine. I'm pretty sure they understand they signed up for it. But I don't get the aspect of, all right, you don't get to make no decisions, neither for your family. You just got to be the puppet. When we see you, we taking pictures and we doing all this, but you better not make a good decision for yourself. I don't get that. And that's why I do what I do, man, because I really want to change the narrative of like these media narratives, man. Like, you're always putting everything on the players. Always putting everything on the goddamn players, man. Everything ain't about the goddamn players, bro. Sometimes the owners got to make better decisions. That's how I see it. No, what was he talking about? What Jimmy talking about?
There was a clip of Jimmy Butler being confronted by the fan where
he
messed up his parlay.
Yeah. When he was on the street. Yeah, like stuff like that, bro. Like, these dudes, and then they don't even understand. It might not have been Jimmy Butler's fault. He didn't hit the parlay. Steve Kerr could have called a play or called a set. Yo, let's get these guys involved. We got this game under wrap. No more shots. Let's work for Porzingis. Let's work for these guys. You know what I'm saying? And not Porzingis. What's the kid name? Look, Podziemski. My fault, Podziemski. My bad, baby. But you never know. You never know. And then he can't even walk the street. He can't even wait for his Uber. They got guys on his back about that, man. The owner, though, the owner could have made the worst trade. Only person we'll know is like Nico Harris. We'll know Nico. I say, out of all the owners, you'll know on face value. This should be a clip right here. GM, even the GMs, you won't know all the guys who's GMs as a 24-year-old. You talking about yes, it's not it's not David Jones, but he was a shooter for the Miami Heat. But if you think of like the owner, all right, let's keep it owners then. You're right. Nico Harris was a GM. But on face value, what owners would you know if you seen him in the streets? I know the Clippers owners, Steve Ballmer, whatever his name is. You talking about goddamn. I draw blanks on names, but he was the Mavs owner for years. Mark Cuban, yeah, Mark Cuban. What other owner you would know? What other owner you would know for these teams on face value? Jeannie Buss. You would know. You would see her out and be like, "Oh, that's Jeannie Buss." Come on, man. And I'm not talking about. And when I say you would know these owners, I'm not talking about they dressed up as owners either. I'm talking about sweatpants. Sweatsuit. If Jeannie Buss walked in a room, she just had a hat on and she just had some sweatpants on, you'd be like, oh, shoot. Let me get your autograph. Let me take a picture with you. So that's why I don't be putting all the slack on the players, bro, because the owners, they get to hide. They get to be in the back. Yeah, we're going to make this trade. Ooh, that was a bad trade. This ain't work. They going to blame KD anyway. It's all good. Who would the Brooklyn Nets owner be? Who like you wouldn't know these people on face value. So that's why I don't blame these dudes for making a decision. Shoot, I got to walk around in the streets and my family got to walk around. Got to send my kids to school, and the kids teasing my son or daughter because I scored 10 points, 15 points. Somebody talking to my kid about parlays. You know what I mean? Forget all that, bro. Let's get into some action, man. Let's get into some action. Last night, my Sixers looked terrible. What was the score? I got the score wrong over here. I know that at one point it was down 30. The 35, 40 points, man. They looked terrible, bro.
It was 103 to 144.
103 to 144, yeah. And the 103 part, that at one point when I tuned in the game, it was 85 to 130. 85 to 130, bro. And the Orlando Magic's bench scored 80 plus points. 80 points off the bench, bro. You know, they lost by 40, man. They lost by 40. You know, with the Sixers, they have a lot of talent, but they haven't found how to mold it yet. Right now, Tyrese Maxey, he's averaging 30-something points. And I think it's just a little hard for those guys to tell them to slow down. But I truly believe they got to start playing some basketball, though. They got to start playing some team basketball. Tyrese Maxey is good, but he's young. He's coming off an injury. I feel like he plays like he has something to prove. Last year, like he didn't play last year. He didn't play that much last year. So, but he got his legs up under him. He balling. They can't stop him. But at some points, it's too many people just standing around. They got too many good shooters, too many good pieces for guys just to be standing around. And that's contagious. That's contagious in basketball. Like when they know they're not getting the ball back, they start to stand, and then you start to do that over 82 games. Then when the other players get the ball, Grimes, even like guys like Drummond shooting like long threes, which is fine. He hit a couple of them here and there. But you got guys like Jared McCain. Jared McCain was almost Rookie of the Year last year. He like, bro, I can do this too. It's hard to win NBA games like that. Now you can win like lower level games. You can win college games like that. But you can't win NBA games like that because the NBA grand scheme of things is stopping the team. So you getting 33, 35 points is like, all right, cool, but we didn't let Grimes get 20. We didn't let Jared McCain gets 17. VJ has 6. Yeah, you scored 35 though. That's what's up. And I think that's where they gotta. That's the part where they really gotta figure out. You could tell they playing a lot of one-on-ones and guys is in bad positions to score because they had 21 turnovers last night. 21 turnovers. So I believe Orlando had 11 or something like that. They had 11 turnovers. So to see that is just like you guys are doing too much. You got to slow down. That's where the 40-point loss coming at, turnovers. And this takes me to like youth athletes. Just youth athletes don't value the ball. They're just like, whatever, man. I just turned the ball over. I slipped. I fell. like he hit me, bumped me. They didn't call foul. Like, okay, you still turned the ball over. That means you're not a strong player at that point, right? But they got eliminated from the Cup. Orlando right now 3-0. Orlando 3-0 right now in that. And you know they got some good pieces, man. Anthony Black. He's pretty good. I like his game. I like his pace. I like his maturity. He had 31 points last night. Franz Wagner had 21 points last night. The Orlando, they shot 53% from the field and 38% from three-pointers. So, but, you know, the Sixers wasn't too far off with the percentages as far as like when they was making shots. Same thing with the three-point percentage. They wasn't too far off. I think they was almost identical in a way, like 34%, 38%. But the turnovers really hurt them.
You think missing players like Joel Embiid and Kelly Oubre going in and out the lineup was hurting them?
Yeah, I mean, Kelly Oubre definitely hurts. Joel Embiid is still a wild card in my eyes. I think he's a game-by-game situation at this point of his life. Not so much about his injury, just because of the style of play. This is the style of play. But I do believe having guys like Kelly Oubre, his veteran leadership on the court can kind of slow things down, or sometimes he get mixy with it too. But that definitely hurts. Sometimes, this is what I mean, like last night, I think a Joel Embiid would have been necessary. Not for rebounds, but just more so like just slowing guys down. Man, and giving those guys a better opportunity. Like when he get that basketball at the top of the key, you know, now they got to start setting screens because he's not going to take nobody one-on-one. He's not going to give you the tween, hezzy. He's going to give you the jab. Ah, damn, I can't blow by nobody. Who coming off this pin down? Who coming off this slip? He might not. He don't necessarily have to make the assist, but you got to play off him with the ball. You get what I'm saying? So like, yeah, like not to say get the offense going, but just like you just can't stand and watch him. Like Tyrese Maxey, you can stand and watch him because you know he's going to beat his defender. It might even benefit you just stand still until the defense collapse, and then you can lift out of the corner or go back door or something like that. But when Joel has the ball, he's not going to collapse the defense. So now you have to have movement off the ball. So the movement have to be like different screens, and it might be just passing Tyrese Maxey the ball on a wing, and they might have switched. A defender might have switched. Now you got Tyrese Maxey in the switch, and now he can go to his one-on-one situation. You get what I'm saying? So Joel Embiid would have probably helped that situation last night. Maxey had 20 points last night. Jared McCain had 15. That's all I recorded. I mean, they didn't have a lot of guys scoring over 10 points after that. So that's all I had for it. Let's get into the Hawks versus Wizards. Another, is it a blowout? Yeah, I guess it's a blowout. Another 113 to 132 to Wizards, though. The Hawks might be burning out. They ain't burning out. I ain't going to say that. The Hawks are not burning out. They're not burning out. They just had a bad game. I'm going to just say that. I'm not one of those guys who see a bad game and say, oh, man, they're not that good. Nah, they just probably had a bad game. Like I was saying early on in this episode or this show, it's hard to play back-to-back nights. And it's hard to constantly put things together to win. So this was probably one of them hard nights for him. CJ, we got to get CJ McCollum out of there, man. CJ had 46 last night. CJ need to do more of that. See, I like C.J. McCollum. He showed love on one of our posts. We posted about him, talked about the underdog story. He a true underdog. People thought he was undersized coming in. Once he got his groove with the Blazers, it was no looking back. So now he's always going to be a marquee player. I don't know, but again, I don't put it on him. I don't know what the coaches want out of him. I don't know what the coach is expecting out of him, because sometimes you can have a guy like C.J. McCollum and he's placed on these teams. He's placed on these teams, and they might say, "We want the young guy to get off. We want the ball. We want the Alex Starr to get the ball." And he got to listen. It's a job, but he's still capable of doing what he did last night. He had 46 points. 46 points against a quality Hawks team. He's still capable. I think he need to do more. He shot 68% from the field, 77% from three. So he's still an amazing player, man. And sometimes with the NBA, they don't want to build around older players anymore, right? Like he's like what, 29, 34? Shit, yeah, he's 34. Like, yeah, he can score 46, but do you want to build your fan base around a 34-year-old? That's how the NBA sees it. So how old is he? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They might be telling him to pass it to him. He got 27 last night. You know, so they, again, you got a Chris Middleton, an NBA champion, a former All-Star. I think he's averaged like 9 points this year when he plays. Yeah, so it was like, you know, teams like that, the Wizards and all those guys, they build for the future most times. If they can get like a little spark, like a John Wall and a Bradley Beal situation again, they'll ride that wave. I don't think they really expect to win championships down there. I think they just look to make sure people are in their seats.
You think C.J. McCollum is still going to be there by the trade deadline?
I hope not. No, they can move him. I think a C.J. McCollum with the Houston Rockets would be good. That'd be really good. That'd be really good to see, because you'll have maturity with the basketball. He's an unselfish player, but at the same time, he's an experienced player, experienced scorer. And to have him with the ball with a KD and some young guys around him, it might can work. I mean, he's serviceable, so I like it. I don't mind it. Atlanta, Jalen Johnson, he had 7 points last night. You know, stuff like that. That hurt. Now, this type of stuff hurts the NBA. Like, you got a guy like Jalen Johnson. I believe he's averaging 22 points, 8 rebounds, or 7 assists, or you might swap the two. I'm just flowing off the top of my head what I remember. But Jalen Johnson, he's a good player. Why do you have 7 points? Why do you have 7 points? You know, Nickeil Alexander-Walker had 8 points. You know, stuff like that. Like, you know, that can hurt your team, and that's where the loss is coming at. That's where the loss is coming at. But again, I don't think there's nothing to worry about with Atlanta. I think they're actually playing well. I actually think it's just probably one of them nights, you know, where they just couldn't get the ball, just don't fall in the hoop. And that's part of basketball. Like, anybody who think otherwise is probably a person who never played basketball. Probably played a person who never had to practice 3 times in a day and have games and the next day and all that type of stuff. So, I'm not worried about it. But we gotta get C.J. McCollum out of there. I like ATL. I like those guys. I want to see what they look like when Trae Young get back. But let's move on to the best game, the next game. Lakers and Clippers, man. Did you watch that game, E? What you think of the game, bro?
I thought it was a good game. LeBron and Luka, Austin Reeves, winning a championship this year.
You think the Lakers gonna win the championship this year? Okay. Over OKC. You think they can stand OKC's pace?
If I could predict it, I got Denver beating OKC. I got LA beating Denver. LA to the finals.
I think LA versus Denver would be a winnable game, a winnable series. I do believe that. I think OKC just plays fast. They plays a little fast. They got a deep bench. They extremely deep. The Lakers aren't as deep. They're not as deep, bro. So that's my biggest concern. That's my biggest concern, bro. But I like what I saw. I like what I saw. You know, I watched that game from start to finish, and even to the point, even from like when LeBron do the powder thing, he throws it in the air, it made me think to myself, like, maybe that's when the hate for LeBron started. Like maybe a fan probably got some powder on him one day and was just like, fuck, man, you know what? I'm going online with this one. But no, man, it was a good game. It was a good game. And I'm watching the team though. I'm watching the Lakers. And the Lakers, they having fun. They having fun. I remember at one point, I think the score was like 45-48. I believe the Lakers were down. But I do remember like Austin Reeves scoring and then LeBron jumping up, he's smiling. And I'm like, damn, you know what it is about him that people don't like? That he's smiling in the clutch. He's like dancing. He's doing the fun stuff. And people like their competitors to be serious. All grit, no smiles, nothing funny out here. We trying to win. But I remember a clip where they had like LeBron in the clutch in the playoffs. He was singing the Eminem, lose yourself, music, own it. And this was like in the clutch. So I think LeBron is just a different superstar than other players, and it's hard for people to actually adjust to that. But nonetheless, though, they look like they having fun. They allowing Austin Reeves to grow. They allowing Austin Reeves to grow and do his thing. He had 31 points, 9 rebounds last night. They allowing him to play. LeBron is not getting in the way, so I don't want to hear nothing about it. He was a third leading scorer last night. He had 25 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He let him do his thing, man. You know, when I compare the two, though, like the two superstars, LeBron and Luka, I don't think they hold Luka to the same standard. Yeah, they don't hold him to the same standard. It's okay for Luka not to play defense. But LeBron, they will make a case. Like I got people who send me stuff, right? They send me stuff in my DMs. Look at this right here. Look at LeBron quitting on his team. Look, he didn't get back on defense. And it's like, damn, y'all really like find these little snapshots of his career where at 40 years old and y'all harping on it. Y'all like, I'm making mixtapes out of it as if he wasn't the chase down king. Like he wasn't the guy who chased down for blocks.
I feel like it's different for LeBron because it's like he's so athletically gifted, and he had those flashes in his prime where he was another lead defender. So now he's not applying that much energy on the defensive end. So it's easier for you to like.
Well, the thing about it is that you know he's not in his prime no more. Like he's older. Like you didn't expect Jordan to do it. You didn't expect Kobe to do it. When those guys have been in the league for 20 years, or Jordan came back when he was 40, you didn't expect him to do it. So when I see a guy like Luka who does, like at one point Luka had 2 fouls in a row on just all defense. Like I think it was the third quarter, 2 fouls in a row. And if that was LeBron, bro, that'd be on SportsCenter right now. It's not. And here's the thing: it's not even like the casual fans who do it. It's more of the casual fans, yes, but not only does the casual fans do it, the ESPN do it too. They do it as well. So it's like, damn, y'all want this dude to be 25 at 40 so bad. But nonetheless, Luka had a great game, man. Luka had 43 points, 13 assists, and 9 rebounds. Did you see when they got into a scuffle? Jackson Hayes did his job. He did his job. Like, I saw LeBron, he was standing right there, right? LeBron didn't move a muscle. And the only thing I can think about is like, yeah, I know they're going to be on the internet. Like, look at him. He ain't no leader. Look, he just standing there. But he's a superstar, too. Listen, brother, he got, you can't get him dirty neither. You know, Jackson Hayes did what he's supposed to do. Jackson Hayes stood up. Yo, watch out. Move around with that, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is our guy. This is our point guard. It wasn't LeBron's job, the duty to come in there and do all that. He's a veteran. He understands that these guys is flying with emotion. It would be childish for him to do that. Jackson Hayes, he's trying to earn his stripes. He's trying to earn a name for himself. And if it's going to be the enforcer, it's going to be the guy who regulate, not regulate the team, but to protect the team, then that's the role he want to take. And then Luka came down, gave him a reward with the oop. You know, that's what the team is about. I like to see that because now you're seeing a team. Now you understanding the team. Like, you understand LeBron is still good, but we okay with him scoring 25 points. We okay with the third leading scorer. Like, Luka, damn near walking triple-double. We okay with that. We want that. And then Austin Reeves, you want Austin Reeves to develop. We want him to develop. We want him to be a 30-point scorer at night. Because they're going to need that. Go ahead.
Speaking of Jackson Hayes enforcing, do you think the Lakers got an enforcer? And if so, who do you think that is?
I think if I don't know if they have an enforcer. I don't even know if they really need one because I don't think the game is what it used to be. Like when you had those play, like every team used to have an enforcer back in the day. Rick Mahorn, Charles Oakley, the Davis brothers. I remember, Dale Davis, Antonio Davis when he played. I remember Dale Davis. Dale Davis played for the Pacers. Antonio Davis played for the Raptors. I want to almost say they both played for the Pacers at the same time, but my memory ain't serving me correctly right now. The Kenyon Martins, they always had enforcers. I wanted like a guy like Draymond Green is necessary, but at the same time it's like a dying breed though, because the kids. I mean, I call them kids because they're young. But he barking at a guy like Sengun. This guy was like, yo, what you talking about, bro? like we ain't even on that. Like, I asked him, yo, bro, I averaged like 20-something points, triple-double. I'm not like an enforcer or nothing. Like, I mean, but, you know, Steven Adams, you know, a force down low. You know, I think the game is slowly progressing away from that. Every team doesn't have it. But every team, I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary to have it. I'll take that back. I think it's necessary to have it. But so if I had to say anybody, it'd be Jackson Hayes. Yeah, let him be the enforcer. Shit. Get it. Shit, you can make it. Look, man, you make a nice paycheck for a long time being a guy in the locker room or on the court who making sure we got the rebounds and we got some toughness. Marcus Smart, again, a tough point guard. You got it. So you got two tough guys in the front court and the back court. So it can work. They just need to. We just got to see them against OKC, how they match up. You got to see them against OKC and Denver. Denver looking good too. You know, I was watching the post game with Tracy McGrady, and they were talking about Denver or whatnot. They was talking about not Denver, OKC against the Lakers. They were like, Lakers don't got it. But I think they doubt in their wisdom. I think they're doubting the Luka and LeBron wisdom of things. I think JJ, he works hard as a coach. You could tell he works hard as a coach. You could tell when coaches are working hard by what they look like when they get the job versus what they look like after their first season. Like, now he got the grades going. He looked like he been up all night. He got the bags under his eyes. Yeah, you could tell he definitely been working hard at it. You know, I'm looking at Luka's numbers right now. 43, 13, and 9. And let me ask you this, because I could be tripping, I could be projecting. Is that a big deal to you? 43, 13, and 9? That a big deal?
Yeah, that's a big deal to me.
Because I used to see numbers like that every so often growing up. Now you see it all the time. Like you see it with Jokic, you see it with SGA, you see even his number for James, right? 25, 6, and 6. That might not sound like a lot, but that was like his average, and that was like a big deal. Like 25, 7 and 7, 20, 28, 8 and 8. That was like a big deal. And to see like Luka's numbers, and he's doing this night in and night out, I believe that's going to be like the standard for like guards. Like you got to fill up the stat sheet. Now, I think as a guard, like to be a prime guard over time, you got to fill up the stat sheet. You just can't your stat sheet can't be lopsided. You can't be like, yeah, I average 25, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. You know what I mean? Like that don't even sound attractive anymore. Like, oh, I average 25, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. How does that sound attractive when somebody in the league right now is averaging 34 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists? You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's more like that's going to be the standard. Like a SGA averaging 31 points, 32 points, and I think like 6 rebounds, 6 assists or something like that. Like that's going to be like the standard. Like you want to be a point guard, you got to be able to score and you got to be able to pass and rebound. You know? The Clippers, what you think of the Clippers? How they look? Nah.
I'm glad to see Kawhi back. Kawhi's looking good. I like James Harden, but I don't know about the Clippers in total.
You know what? Clippers, they're the oldest team right now. They have the slowest pace in the NBA. Obviously, for you got James Harden. He got that ball a lot. He needs the ball though. You know, he had 29 points last night, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. I'm on record saying this. This is the best generation of old heads ever. They're the best generation of old heads ever. When I look at James Harden, he in year 16, I believe. Don't quote me on that. He in year 16. The other night he had 54 or something, 54. And last night he had 29, 9, and 5, bro. But he took 21 shots to get it. And you know his 21 shots gonna come off the dribble. So that's why they the slowest paced team. Kawhi Leonard, he just looked like he on the second half of his career. He looked like he tired of the surgeries. He tired of the moving around different teams. He tired of the critique. You know, he just don't have it. You just don't see any emotion out of him. He just looked like, nah, I'm here to do my job, man. I don't care where y'all rank me. He's a small forward. I don't really care, bro. I just want to work. You know what I mean? So he definitely looks like, you know, he on the second half. But nonetheless, we moving on. Today we got some games today. Today we got the games. Detroit versus Boston. Detroit is number 1 in the East. Boston is number 10. Detroit 15-2. Boston 9-8. Right now, Jalen and Cade is averaging 27 points. Boston, they're not playing bad, to be honest. They're not playing as bad as I thought. Let me rephrase that. But they're just missing a piece. They're missing Jason Tatum. They're missing him, bro. If I was Boston going into this game, what I would do is I would try to contain Cade Cunningham the whole game. And in fourth quarter, last 8 minutes, I switch up my scheme. To keep him out of his comfort zone. Might throw some doubles at him. He didn't see all game, make him adjust. You know, because he takes time to adjust. And he leads the league in scoring in fourth quarter points. So if you can contain him all the way till then, and then throw like a different matchup on him, and then having to start to adjust, it'll buy you time. That clock will burn if you're close. Now, if you're not close, you gotta throw the kitchen sink in there early. You know, but I'm looking forward to that game. I mean, I feel like all the teams is playing each other like back to back, the same teams that. But nonetheless, it's going to be a good game. New York versus Charlotte. New York is 10-6. Charlotte is 4-13. Now, Jalen Brunson averaging 28 points. I have New York winning that. New York is 5th in the East. Charlotte's 12th. Charlotte just don't have no team culture. They just like a rec team to me. It's a rec ball team. You know, you next, you got it. Man, listen, man, we don't care. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. That game against the Atlanta Hawks the other night on Sunday, I was kind of disappointed. Like, yeah, I was disappointed, bro. They had a chance to win that game, and for them to come out and not run no sets, and then for what's his name, Miles Bridges to just do the shot he did, he just jumped into the guy and shot an air ball. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. So yeah, I'm just not impressed with the Charlotte Hornets. Milwaukee versus Miami. Milwaukee's now 11th in the Eastern Conference. Miami is 3rd. Milwaukee is 8-10. Miami is 12-6. Did you see Miami being 3rd?
I didn't see Miami being 3rd.
No? I didn't see it either. I'm not going to act like I'm some basketball guru. They look good, bro. Yeah, bro, they look good. And I told they got the number 1 pace in the NBA, and they did that number 1 scoring in the NBA. They got 124 points. Giannis is a game time decision, so he may or may not play. Most likely he won't play. But I like to carry Ryan Rollins. He averaged 18 points, 6 assists. I like his game. He a baller. He a real hooper. True real hooper. We gotta get Ryan Rollins. I like your game, bro. Love to talk to you. Love to talk to you about your journey, man. Want to hear more about it, how you getting acclimated in the NBA, man. But I like his game. I like watching him play. And they might not need Giannis tonight. Andrew Wiggins, Jamie Jaquez, and Norman Powell is out. The game time decision. They had game time decision. So we'll see. We'll see what they look like. Indiana plays the Raptors. Indiana 14th. They're 2-15 right now. The Raptors is number 2 in the East, 13-5. They're 13-5. Did you see that? I didn't see that either. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought the Raptors would be some nice cheap tickets on a Sunday night. But you know what? They proved me wrong. And real hoopers can admit when they're wrong. And I'm wrong. And I was wrong about the Raptors. You guys showed me. And I'm happy for you guys though, because they got some talent. I like Barnes. I like RJ Barrett. I like what's my other guy named Ingram. I like him. He started dating Glow. He ain't know how to act. Yeah, Glow. He ain't know how to act. Hype me up. Yeah. I see what's going on over there. Yeah, he got a little boo. He like, look, man, let me show you. She coming to all the games. She like, look, man, she can't be on the arm with no losers out here, baby. You know how we doing. You see we number 2 in the East. You know what I mean? So Raptors, the Pacers, their entire team is pretty much out. Like all these guys is pretty much out tonight. It's a tank season for them. I think it's a tank season. I don't think you bring Tyrese Halliburton back. You may bring him back for a few games to get the fans excited. But they probably tank. They'll probably tank it this season, man. They don't got nothing out there. Minnesota play OKC. That should be a good game, but Shea is a game time decision. Minnesota is 10-7, 7th in the West. Obviously, OKC is number 1, 17-1. The thing is with Shea being out, I'm trying to figure out how to get hurt. He barely played the fourth quarter. Like last game he didn't play the fourth quarter. So he out. That's what I'm saying. See, you can't get rest against the Minnesota Timberwolves. You know what I mean? Like you got Anthony Edwards who averages 26 points a game. He like the next up. People are fighting for him to be the face of the league. You just can't just sit out. You know, this is what I'm saying. Like fans don't like the privileges these players have. You know, like as a fan, if I pay my money to go see the OKC and the Minnesota Timberwolves, I want to see the top guys. I want to see the top guys. No one on Minnesota is sitting out for this game. So why would Shea sit out? I mean, again, it's still a game time decision. So he may show up. So hopefully he shows up, man. The fans want to see it. We want to see this right here. 10-7. But then again, you know, I get the coaches. Like, I get the coaches out, like, we're going to play them out 3 more times, bro. You know? Or maybe I already played them, but still, we want to see you play every time. Fuck it. We want to see every time. New Orleans versus the Grizzlies. New Orleans 15th in the West. And they're 3-15. Is that right? 15 in the West? They got 15 teams in the West? Am I tweaking? Go check the standings on that. God damn. They're 15th in the West. The Grizzlies 10th in the West. Right? New Orleans 3-15. The Grizzlies 6-12. Ja Morant is still out. He's just waiting for that trade day. He waiting for his pink slip. Yeah, he like, I ain't suiting up. Yeah, my pinky hurt. Yeah, you won't believe this. I was cutting up some onions. My eyes still watery. I can't play. He gonna find any excuse not to play, man. New Orleans. I was looking at their roster. New Orleans can be entertaining. They can be entertaining if they can get healthy players. Like, you got Jordan Poole over there. He's a good player. I like him. DeJounte Murray. He's a good player. I mean, you know, when for a person of Javonte Murray is like super, like, just listen to his interviews. He's super like guarded. And for a person to be so guarded, you in a situation on the internet with your baby mom is like crazy, you know. Zion Williamson. He's if you can get them healthy, you got Derek Queen. Derek Queen been balling. Right now, you're averaging 12 and 6. Everybody like him. Jeremiah Fierce averaging 15 points. You could be in Trey Murphy averaged 20 and 6. They can be entertaining. Think about that. Trey Murphy, Jeremiah Fierce, Derek Queen, Jordan Poole, DeJounte Murray, and Zion. But again, though, it can be entertaining. That's the thing about it. People always think like when stars come back or when people come back or whatever, they always look at it as if it's going to take away. It's going to take away from this. It's going to. They're professionals. It shouldn't. The coaching staff, professionals. They should be figuring out how to make everyone better. Like, there are teams in the NBA right now that's averaging 124 points. You can't tell me that you can't get 3 guys to average between 25 and 18. You know what I'm saying? 4 guys for that matter. And some plug and plays.
But it's just the minutes. So if, like, what's his name? Jordan Poole and the DeJounte Murray come back, they're gonna take away Jeremiah Fierce minutes. He's already at 24.
But the thing is, you don't necessarily need those guys that play to score 50 or 20 points a game. They scoring will go down for sure. Maybe the scoring goes down for some of them individually, but the scoring goes up for the team when you're sharing the basketball. When you're sharing the spotlight, it goes up for the team. These guys, it's not necessary about because they'll have glimpses of it. Like, yeah, all right, Jeremiah Fierce's points go down, but he's going to have some nights where he's dropping buckets, and then Jordan Poole got to fall back. You get what I'm saying? There's going to be a time when Zion is dropping buckets, and Derek Queen got to fall back. Derek Queen dropping buckets, Zion got to fall back. So it can bounce off of either one of these players, but they got to be okay with that. They're a young team, you know? It's about winning. They should be trying to win. New Orleans is a city that needs some winning action over there.
They're 15th in the West, bro.
They're not winning a championship, but goddamn, like, you at least want to see them compete. And I mean, I think you gotta get rid of Zion, but I mean, they got some good pieces. DeJounte Murray hasn't played in like a year or so now. Yeah, Trey Murphy, I like his game. He can ball. Jordan Poole, man, NBA champion, man. You know, he up here taking shit. He up here spending $100K on dates with Ice Spice. Like, sheesh, bro. Get your mind right. Let's get better, bro. Do better. Houston play against Golden State tonight. KD's out. Steve Adams out. Houston is 4th in the West right now, 11-4. Like, well, I'm not surprised right there. Golden State is 8, 10-9. Draymond out. Al Horford out. Yeah. But KD out too. They still got Sengun. You're right about that. This is a good time for the Rockets to build some chemistry. It's a good time. KD's not there. They can build some chemistry. You know what I mean? I like it. I'm not mad at it. Because you want them to build this chemistry because of the playoffs. You don't want to depend on KD 110%. You just want to depend on 95%, right? So that the other numbers they got to make up for. It's going to come with experience. He's going to come with experience.
Who are you looking for to step up today? Sengun's going to be there, but other than Sengun.
Shepherd.
Reed
Shepherd. Thompson twin. I like Jabari. I like his game. I think he needs to do more. I think he definitely needs to do more. As far as like his scoring ability. He can be somebody who they can rely on to score. Same thing with Thompson. And then also you need Reed Shepherd to hone his position as a point guard. He's showing glimpses. He's showing buckets. He's showing people. The team is getting behind him. The fans are getting behind him. So I like it. The Spurs. The Spurs versus the Blazers. The Spurs is 5th in the West. Blazers is 9th. Wemby's out. Dylan Harper's out. And Castle out. I have the Spurs winning this one. I do have the Spurs winning this one. The Blazers shoot too many threes and they can't shoot. So they're going to lose right there. That's been their game, just shoot. And they're going to lose right there. The Spurs got that Spurs culture. They're too disciplined. They're mature. And they're also a young, mature team that's having fun. So I have the Spurs winning that one. Phoenix versus the Sacramento Kings. Phoenix is number 6 in the West. You expecting that? Yeah, 11-7. And Sac is 5-13. And Phoenix is winning without Jalen Green. Jalen Green is out. Devin Booker averaging 26 points this year. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know how hard it is to average that, bro? And then he's not doing 26 points on a fluke season. He's like 26 points. He's been averaging 26 points for the last 6 years. So he's another player who I would love to see get back to the promised land, but it's not gonna look like this year. Not this year. Sacramento is the true graveyard of NBA. They give up 123 points. 123 points. And they average 118 points. So they definitely losing. They're definitely losing a lot. Another thing I wanted to see, did you see the post interview for Anthony Black? We gotta make that a clip. Post interview, Anthony Black was talking, and your boy Bang came up behind him with no shirt on. Desmond Bang came up behind him with no shirt on. It just looked crazy. It just looked crazy to me. But that's the games for the night. That's the recap for last night. My sentiments with Kenyon Martin and Draymond. And there you have it, man. Another Real Hooper show. We listen. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all check out the merch. Go to goalsactivewear.com. Use code RealHoopers. You receive 25% off. Everything but the hats. You know how we rocking, man. Make sure y'all support the brand. Make sure y'all support it. We're trying to be the number one. Not trying to be. We are going to be the number one Hooper media brand in 12 months. Number one. Just tap in, man. Tap in, support. We're doing all this from the muscle. No, there ain't no budget behind it. We're looking for partnerships, all that good stuff. But we're doing it all from the muscle, and we're doing it from the muscle, and we consistent with it, though. We consistent with it. So make sure y'all support that, show love to that, because it's hard to be consistent when you trying to come up, and you know that. If you're a real hooper, you know that. If you're a person who finding your way and trying to make things happen, create your own lane, you're a scorer. And scorers know this. Scorers know how hard it is to be consistent. But there you have it. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.